Chapter 11. Collections. The items which a bank in a large city receives as cash are turned into usable funds either through the clearinghouse, the Federal Reserve Bank, or the Transit Department. There remain those items that are properly termed collections, which include notes, bills of exchange, coupons, and dishonored checks which are given special attention in order to effect their payment. We must again distinguish between an item received as cash and one received for collection. In the former, credit is given immediately and the collection is made afterward. This credit is either a spot cash transaction, such as a clearinghouse item, or an exchange item where the cost of collection is collected or charged back. The right to draw is immediate, or nearly so. But a collection item is one which has the element of time connected with it. In other words, it has a due date. This collection service rendered the banking public is important to the customer. The holder of a note need only turn it over to his bank and it will be presented at the place, at the time, and to the party obligated to pay it. And if dishonored, proper steps will be taken to safeguard the rights of all parties thereto. If paid, the amount will be duly credited, and if dishonored, the item will be returned in due course with the reason stated. The same comment applies to drafts, bills of exchange, and coupons. As a matter of law, a bank in receiving a collection item does not become the owner, but is the owner's agent in making collection. It is required only to use 12 Collections 129 and 3 Now H Z I Hoyle JJ Osemi UV 3.1 Lulo 130 American banking practice. Due care and diligence in selecting its agents. But as a matter of fact, collections are given the same care as cash items, and more detailed records are made of them. Where a collection is made gratis, as many are, it is one of the unrequited services of the bank, and where a charge is made, it is according to clearinghouse rules, are in cases where special care and services are required. Classes of collections. We may divide collections into outgoing and 6 incoming. An outgoing collection is a note, bill of exchange, coupon, or draft turned in by a customer for collection. Likewise are the notes held by the bank under discount and payable at a place other than its own counter, coupons from its own securities, maturing securities, etc., and collections of special nature such as deeds, satisfactions of mortgages, etc., to be deferred upon fulfillment of certain conditions. Class H will include items of the same nature received by the bank from business houses and banks and drawn on customers or other parties reached by the bank's collecting machinery. For instance, a bank acting as a reserve agent for a country bank will receive notes, bills of exchange, and coupons from its correspondent to be forwarded through the same channels as our transit items, but for collection only. All banks also receive collection items from near and remote business houses for attention. For the latter service, the bank exacts a fee for services rendered, inasmuch as it is a real service and not compensated for in any indirect way. In the large banks where an item has failed of collection as a cash item, it is turned over to the collection department to be given further attention as a collection item. In the smaller banks, returned items are put into Collections 131, a collection account which is in substance the same as the collection department of the large bank. The messenger closely associated with the collection department is the messenger work, which employs runners who make these collections by hand. In the large banks, the collection of notes and coupons is handled by the note teller and coupon department, respectively, and this work is segregated from the other collections above mentioned. Large items are frequently sent out by messenger to effect their prompt payment, rather than send them through other channels that would delay payment by a day. But clearinghouse items must be collected through the clearinghouse exchanges. The items to be collected are sorted out according to prescribed routes and listed on sheets. The original goes with the messenger, and the duplicate is kept in the bank and records the name of the maker, the amount, the place of payment, and the fate of the item. If the item is unpaid, it is protested unless protest is waived, and the fees are charged back with the face amount of the item to the party from whom it was received, if on a cash basis. If on a collection basis, the fee only is charged to the customer. A large part of the collection work consists of notes made payable at banks out of the clearinghouse and at business houses where presentment must be made to become effective. Also drafts with bills of lading or other documents attached. Many of the latter are payable at a stated time or a certain number of days after sight, or on presentation, or upon arrival of the goods. Some of These must be presented for acceptance and some for payment according to their tenor. A simple illustration will show the process. 132 American banking practice. 1. O. U. 3. Q. 2. C. A. J. C. CJ. Z. O. Z. If V. O. Collections 133. The collection process. In the morning mail there is received a draft drawn upon a grain dealer for a car of oats payable 30 days. After date, in the collection register will be recorded. Maker, on whom drawn, date, time to run, maturity, from whom received, documents attached, if any, fate. It is then presented by messenger to the party drawn on, and if accepted or paid, as the case may be, note is made of the fact in the fate column. If payment is made, the funds are remitted by the bank's draft to the bank or business house sending the same, or from a correspondent bank. The account is credited and the correspondent is advised of the credit. If it is dishonored, it is returned protested, unless protest is waived. Where the item is not yet due and is accepted, it is held until maturity and presented for payment. Arrival drafts. Midshipmen's represented by bills of exchange with bills of lading attached are payable upon arrival of the goods. Sometimes inspection is allowed before payment is to be made. In such cases, the drawee is notified of the arrival of the bill, and when the goods arrive he must pay the draft before the bill of lading, without which he cannot obtain possession of the goods is given him. In the procedure built upon bills of lading, it is most important that banks follow closely the instructions of the sender. In most cases, the bill of lading may be delivered only upon payment of the amount called for, and in others may be delivered upon acceptance. The risk lies in disobeying these instructions, which are often technical. Take a case in point. A bank in New York received a draft from a Chicago automobile concern with bill of lading attached, together with a conditional bill of sale for a car. The instructions were to deliver 134 American banking practice. The bill of lading upon payment of the draft and signing the bill of sale would contain title of the car in the sender. The bank allowed the drawee to obtain the bill of lading upon paying the amount, but did not get the signature to the bill of sale. The bullion of the car immediately placed a chattel mortgage on it, and when the error was discovered, the claim of the seller was superseded by the mortgage, and it cost the bank a goodly sum to settle with the sender the bill of lading. These bills of lading, heretofore mentioned, are important documents and accompany all shipments of goods by rail and water. By this instrument, the carrier acknowledges the receipt of the goods and agrees to deliver them to the party named upon presentation of the bill of lading. Where if goods are sold on a COD basis, the bill of lading is, as a rule, attached to a draft and is deliverable to the consignee only upon payment of the bill of exchange or draft. The title to the goods follows the bill of lading, and in many cases the goods are consigned to the seller and the bill is endorsed in blank or special to be delivered upon payment, thus retaining title of the goods in the seller until payment has been made. The practice of carriers delivering goods without the bill of lading is almost obsolete, and the possession of the bill of lading is now prima facie evidence that the goods are still in the possession of the carrier awaiting delivery according to the terms of the bill of lading. Duns. In the development of business, it has been found that collection of an outstanding account may be effected through the medium of a draft upon the buyer. These drafts are used in large numbers when other methods have failed. For instance, a grocer has bought Collections 135. A bill of goods from a wholesale firm on open credit upon agreed terms of payment. When the credit term is over and the bill is still unpaid, the seller will write a letter of request for payment. This is ignored. Other letters follow to no purpose. The firm then writes that it will draw on the grocer if payment is not made within a certain time. There follows in due course a done-in draft which is sent to a bank for collection. This is presented to the debtor and honored or dishonored as the case may be.